What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of the DragonBall Network podcast. I am joined by my co-host and fellow friends Sal the Saiyan and Steven, aka Super Saiyan Science. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sal the Saiyan here, and I am just so excited to be here for this podcast. This is probably my favorite project on this channel, to be honest, so I'm really looking forward to continuing to do this in the future. And let's start this off. Hopefully it'll be a long run, you know? We'll have many more episodes in the future.
This is only the beginning, my friends. What's going on, Steven?
What's up, everyone? So,
all right.
Let's get this started.
All right. So this is the first episode. So anybody who's listening to this knows that they probably don't even know us unless they're coming from our channels. So what we're going to do here is probably for the first 15 minutes, we're going to talk about who we are and just introduce ourselves, because now you guys are here. We're all ready to just chillax, be friends, and have conversations. So why don't we start off by introducing Sal? Tell everybody about yourself, Sal.
Okay, so me, so I'm the president / founder of DragonBall Network, and you know, it was an idea that I had a few months ago, or I've had the idea for years, honestly, where it was just like bringing together different content creators of Dragon Ball who are smaller and bringing them together and making something big. Now, obviously, making it big is going to take time, but you know, I'm willing to work at it as hard as I can to make it grow as much as possible. And I had to go through a lot of execution. There are some people that I knew immediately that were ready for the job. The people that are on this podcast with me are some of those people. So I brought them in, and I was like, hey, I got to get some applications out. We got to find some people. We got to reach out. We had over, 50 applicants, guys, right?
I think it was over 60,
some around there. Yeah, something like that.
We had a bunch of applicants. Obviously, some people we had to turn down, unfortunately, and I hate to do that, but some people honestly just weren't qualified and didn't really have any content to show us. So we felt bad doing that, because obviously, you know, you took your time out of your day to do that. But, you know, it was really just something that we wanted to find the right people, and we did. I feel like every person on our team brings something different to the table, and they bring something good to the table. So me personally, I just want to help other people grow, and I want to give you guys the best possible content that I can give you. And most importantly, I want to give the Dragon Ball community something that's unique, 100% unique, because no other channel is really like this. I've said this in other videos, where this channel is very similar to Team 4-Star, where the concept of it is a bunch of Dragon Ball fans coming together to make one awesome channel. But the difference between us and them is they're more gaming, and then they do the Dragon Ball Z Abridged thing. They'll make a few other things, but we're going to be uploading twice a day, different Dragon Ball discussions, gameplay, artwork, you name it. It's happening here. So that was just kind of, that's a little quick intro to me and what my vision for this channel was and all that.
All right. Now, we can go back and touch on something that you said in there. We don't need to sugarcoat it. We did get a lot of applications, but we don't have to say that all of them were good.
No, they weren't. There were definitely a lot of bad ones. I mean,
we saw a lot of people in there that, sadly, there were a lot of people that we did turn away only because we wish that they would have had content that we could have seen. But there were some people that applied that, you wouldn't even think why the hell did they apply to this, So it was kind of like 50-50. It was a mixed bag on what we wanted, but all right. That's awesome having, that introduction from the founder himself, and we're super excited to be a part of this. And now we're going to get to the man with the medical license, almost, Super Saiyan Science. What's up?
Yes, so I'm going to tell everyone now, I don't think I've stated this on my channel, but during the day, I'm in medical school, so I'm training to be a doctor. And at night, I do this. But my passion started for Dragon Ball. It started 20 years ago when it originally aired on Toonami, and I figured 7 months ago I'm just going to sit down and give my own thoughts on certain topics, and now we're here today. And I think that I bring a different, but like an eye-opening view on certain topics, and I hope that these topics are able to reach more fans. And I think it's just good stuff. I think that it's not a lot of things.
You bring a different viewpoint, as in like what's one of your videos that you would say most represents like what is your channel, like what is your content? What would you think that your magnum opus is right now, like your best video that represents you?
The best video, I guess, to answer your question, would be like the Ultra Instinct video.
I loved that video.
Where I go into...
That was a great video.
So it goes into explain that, Ultra Instinct isn't just like a creation out of nowhere. It came from the very roots of martial arts, and it's a philosophy that only a select few ever have been able to get to that point. And I don't think that I don't think anybody really knows that. And so I kind of, expose that fact to everyone else.
Very deep, in-depth looks of maybe the little particular details of the things that happen in Dragon Ball. So I guess since you guys have had, your opportunities to introduce yourself, I guess I'll introduce myself. My name's Magic Z, or Jake as most people call me. And if you guys haven't seen my channel already, I really just do everything from covering news to doing like silly fan theories to even doing what if videos now. So like I do everything, and getting invited to do this podcast with these two guys and then eventually more people that we get on here was one thing that I've actually really wanted to do. I've wanted to host something to where it's just laid back, chill, and everybody just talks to each other and we all talk about things that we enjoy. See, the thing about this podcast is it does have a structure. We do structure it out, but I really just want it to seem like that it's just us being friends, talking to each other, and just talking about the thing that we love.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's
definitely.
It's really like this is the first episode, but I'm so excited for this to go on and then just become whatever it becomes. But we do it for fun, and that's all that we could ask for.
That's amazing.
So right now, if you haven't heard already, Funimation has announced that there is a new release possibly coming. Well, is it pretty much confirmed at this point? They just need the signatures. You guys?
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah,
there's the home release, the 30th anniversary Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray. That is going to be the definitive Dragon Ball Z release. Like, I'm telling you, I have the Dragon boxes. I am a huge advocate for the Dragon boxes. This is going to be better than the Dragon boxes. And if you're a Dragon Ball...
So, can we put you on record as saying that Funimation will not this up, and this will be the best home release ever?
Well, I can't go on record right now and say that.
Oh, you can't go on record?
Because,
don't want to put yourself out there?
Because we thought that in Japan, when they released Dragon Ball Z, the movies Blu-ray, we thought that was going to be the best that ever was. Turns out they censored it. I don't think Funimation's going to censor this because Funimation's making this release with Toei, but Funimation's putting it out. And Funimation knows their audience is mostly people north of 16 years old, I would say. So they don't need to censor it, and they're not marketing it towards.
So they don't have to cater to children anymore. As
Toei really cares about that, and Japan's censorship laws are a little bit different than ours.
Yeah.
So
right now, this whole thing is going on with these new releases. So with that, like in the spirit of that, we're going to talk about just home releases in general. Now, Sal, you're on here right now, and you say that you know a pretty good, decent amount about these home releases.
Yeah, I know a lot about the modern day home releases. Like, going back to like the single DVD sets, I'm not really too familiar with because I don't have them. I wasn't around back then.
The Pioneer sets.
Pioneer sets, all that stuff. But then again, I know like what some of them include. Like I know about the Rock the Dragon edition that came out, where that's the Ocean dub. Then I know about I have the Orange Bricks, I have the Dragon boxes. I know what is in the Blu-rays. I know what's in the level sets, and those are basically all the releases you need to know about, essentially, in this day and age. I personally will always... I mean, it's a fact the Dragon boxes, prior to this new release, because we're just going to pretend that release doesn't exist, because we're celebrating that release, talking about old releases, because this release presumably will be the best, because I don't think it's going to be censored. It's going to be in 4:3. It's going to have that beautiful picture quality that we've been seeing all over the internet. It's going to be perfect. And the thing is, there's a chance that we could get the broadcast audio, or at least if it's not the broadcast audio, we're going to get a really good remaster of the Japanese audio. So it's going to be perfect as far as that goes. If it's not censored, then it's perfect. A perfect release. You can't get any better.
I'm not quite sure if this is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys know this, but the original Toei masters for Dragon Ball Z, they were like lost or something, right? Like they don't have the they don't have the original masters anymore. So
I can tell you the whole story of that. I'm not 100% sure on it, but what happened was someone threw it out. Like Toei, they threw out the masters, like the original thing. But people...
So they didn't think they were going to ever have to, like, oh, we don't need these anymore.
They, made a copy of it or something, and it just really hurt the quality. I don't know the exact reason why. It's whatever reason it is, it's stupid. But then what happened is, I think it's like fans recorded it from VCR on their TVs. They saved it. People eventually, like, over time, collected it, got it all together. They sent it over to Funimation and were like, hey, we have the entire broadcast audio. We want to put this in a release. Funimation was all for it, but Toei shot it down for some reason. So we don't know what really is happening. Maybe it's going to happen now, but the bottom line is a lot of the hardcore fans, like I know a lot of them, they're not going to go watch this home release when they can watch the best audio online. They can just find it because it's there. And it's not even like it's pirating it, because that release isn't in
you can't find that release, so it's not really a release.
So if you want the best quality, you gotta do that. So the whole thing is, it's like now Funimation's either remastering the audio sounds a lot better, and I've heard a lot of people, like a lot of big people like Geekdom 101, like all those big credible people in the community have said or hinted that there's a possibility that we will get the broadcast audio. So that would be huge, because honestly, if you've listened to Dragon Ball Z in Japanese, or Dragon Ball in general in Japanese, it's muffled. It sounds weird. The thing is,
it's and if this release of what we think it is, it's going to be like catered to the hardcore, the people that really do follow like the series. One thing that's been heavily sought after is those original masters. So I feel like if Funimation is wanting to make this like their biggest like release yet, that the selling point of having the original masters on there would completely just like shatter anything we know about any other release, and a lot of people would go and buy this one.
But the only thing I'm going to warn everybody about, anybody who's interested in buying this release is going to be, it's going to be probably one set. It's not going to be like prior Funimation releases where they release it in 9 different sets. This is probably going to be one set, because it comes with a figure. So you have to assume that they're going to release it in one thing, one big packaging. Now, if that's the case, and it's one big thing,
with what that ensues is that this may be a very expensive release.
And I want to give a prediction for what it's going to be. If it's one set, and you have to think about it, it makes sense. It's going to be upwards of $500, and I'm dead serious about that, because if you think about it, what they sold let's go back. The Dragon boxes, the original Dragon boxes, were sold for $69.99 when they first came out. There were 7 of those. So if you add those 7 together, if you bought all of those in one shot, you're at $489.93, and that's without tax and all that stuff, and that's without inflation, because that was a few years ago. So
exactly,
consider that $500 for the Dragon boxes back then. This actually should be more expensive than that because it's higher quality.
It's more limited.
It's definitely more limited. You're 100% right about that. Well, I don't know how many they're printing though, but I feel like it's going to be super limited. It's a 30th anniversary release, and it comes with a figure. So
this release is really set up for a certain niche, like the hardcore of the hardcore, like not your average, just like normal casual Dragon Ball fan. This is for your like hardcore person who, if anything, if this release is what we think it's gonna be, right? This could be history. Like getting this release now, you may pay $500 to whatever dollars for it, but if it's as limited as we think it'll be, this thing will eventually, like if it's good, will be worth a ton of money. It could
sell for $1,000, and I might like or $800.
Yeah,
I'd be willing to pay $1,000 for it for multiple reasons. Just because, number one, I've put so much money and effort into Dragon Ball. Like, I could not live with myself without having this release. And also, it just comes down to the fact that if I pay $1,000 for it, there could come a day where I could resell it for $5,000. And if you don't believe me,
but
look at the Dragon boxes. They started selling for $70 each. I had to buy for the lowest. I paid $300 for some of them.
Yeah, certain boxes of them now you can find now that are still upwards of like $700. People are selling.
Yeah, I mean nobody's gonna buy them.
It's pretty insane when you think about it.
Yeah, it's very insane. So when the home releases are very like when it comes to a home release, which we're going to get into this in a minute, what home releases we think are best, maybe cost effective wise, and if you're just a hardcore fan, maybe what's the best for you. So, but right now we're talking speculating about what this new release could be. So, like when you're thinking about it, if this is as limited as we think it's going to be, if a one Dragon box is selling for $700, 5 years from now, if this like collection is as limited as we think, it could sell for, if it goes for $1,000, it could be $2,000, $3,000. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be anything. And here, think about this one too. I believe the Rock the Dragon edition is selling for like $2,000 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous.
That's also very limited. But the thing about the Ocean dub too is the release with the Ocean dub is also a little weird too, with how Funimation treats that too.
I'm not too familiar with that, so I'm not really going to comment on that. So I'm not just going to stay out of that.
So it's anyway, we're talking about this, we're speculating. Who knows? This could be this could be the worst release. It could be the best. We're gonna assume that it's gonna be the best because we hope Funimation isn't really just toying with us again. So, other than that, now we're gonna segue into what home releases we think are the best. Now, Sal, like I mentioned earlier, you have the experience with it. You got the Orange Bricks, the Dragon boxes. Steven, you've had some.
Yeah, I've had
experience with the Pioneer sets.
Yes.
So let's talk about it. What home releases do we think? Let's start cost effective wise. What do we think is a good set release cost effectively?
From my opinion, I think the best pound for pound release. Now I'm saying if you want decent quality and you want to sit back casually, watch Dragon Ball Z, whatever, you're not too hardcore, you're not gonna nitpick every little thing like I would. I personally think the best release for you would probably be the Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray, like the standard Blu-ray. Now because
okay.
The thing is, the Orange Bricks, the quality is bad. It's just bad. The coloring is bad.
At least at the beginning.
Yes.
The beginning of the Orange Bricks is really
especially
bad.
Like the Frieza arc and all that. Some of that stuff is really bad. So the thing with that is you're getting the same content, except the picture quality is better in the Blu-ray. I think the Blu-ray, I think the packaging is cool. It's a little sleeker. It's slimmer. I think the Orange Bricks do have a better spine art when they combine for Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. But some of them don't have that. They have just the picture. So I think the Blu-ray, obviously, it's a tad, maybe like you're going to pay like $5 more per set if you're going to buy them individually. If you're buying the whole lot, yeah, you're going to pay a lot less for the orange bricks, but I think overall, pound for pound, I think you'd be best off with the Blu-ray just because that's the future. Blu-ray, obviously, it's actually the present. DVDs are really in the past. So, yeah, that's just kind of my take on that.
Yeah, we're not saying it's higher quality orange brick because that's that is what we're saying. Actually, we're saying that it is a higher quality orange brick. That is what it is. But the orange brick say that you're a casual. Say you're a mom, right? And like, let's go back to when were these released? The orange bricks were released in like.
I believe.
Like 2008?
I'm not sure.
2007. Okay. So you're a mom in 2007 and you have no idea what, like, your son or daughter's like, I want Dragon Ball Z. So you're saying that, like, this was, at least at that point, like, very cost effective as, like, it's not a good release, but they are cheaper, is what you're saying.
Yes, of course. I'm saying pound for pound the best would be the Blu-rays. But even if you look at what happened with me, when I got into it, my brother bought it. How I got into it was my brother bought me Season 6 of the Orange Bricks. That was what was available at the time, and he hadn't been a fan of Dragon Ball in years. Like, he hadn't been a fan of it in maybe 6-7 years because he was a lot older. But he saw that, and the story's like, oh, Dragon Ball Z, loved that show when I was younger. My little brother would love that. Here, get it. It's digitally remastered or something. Like, you know, like, you don't know. The only people that would know are people who really like were involved back then. And back then it was a lot harder to be involved because, you know, there wasn't Twitter, there wasn't the Dragon Ball community. Back then it was like Kanzenshu, but I don't think it was called Kanzenshu back then.
And the only reason that I brought it back to ask you that is because now we have all these different types of releases, right? What we're talking about. So now you bring up the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is still 16:9, yes. Correct? It's still 16:9, so you're still getting a cropped image. Now, say the casual fan goes, okay, I'm gonna buy the Blu-rays. Now, they buy the Blu-rays, but then people still tell them, oh, the Blu-rays are still trash. Do you, in your opinion, because I know you've seen all of them, are the Blu-rays still trash, even though you say that they're better than the orange bricks?
I mean, if you're comparing them to the Dragon boxes, yeah, they are. If you compare them to the Dragon boxes, but the thing is, if you take price out of the equation, that's what it is. If they're the same price,
yeah. If we're going quality,
you cannot compare them to the Dragon boxes because the Dragon boxes have so much content in them. As far as they have 2 sets of spine art. You know, it's like the covers are cool. They have so much bonus content with the Dragon books and everything in there, and the content itself is better. The only thing that I'll give the Blu-rays and orange bricks that the Dragon boxes don't have, but for me it doesn't make a difference, is it does have the Bruce Falconer score. But then again, like, if I'm introducing someone to Dragon Ball, I'm not going to show them the Bruce Falconer score. I don't think it fits.
Now that is a personal opinion.
That's a personal opinion.
That's a personal opinion. As if somebody, it all depends on if somebody wants like the original music that was with the American version, or if they don't care if it has the updated music. So
yeah, of course.
That's more of a personal opinion.
Right, or a hardcore fan. I mean, it really depends on your own opinion.
And the level of fan that you are.
Yeah.
So me and Sal have been talking here, but Steven, I want to get like your opinion on this. Like, what do you think about the releases?
So I first like brought my little brother to the Broly movie, and then that same night, you know, we like sat down in bed and we started to watch from the very beginning, like all of the episodes. And he was just sitting there. He didn't even care how it would look. He was just so in tuned into what it was and like because I introduced them into this world. So I think that when you bring in a new fan, I don't think they're gonna care about it being like the aspect ratio or like what the background music is. They care just like what's going on, like the actual material. So I don't know if that helps, but that's my experience with the new fan.
You're bringing in the factor of somebody who's just brand new, never seen Dragon Ball before. They're not going to really care what they're looking at, because the orange bricks do have their problems, but they are cheaper just by a bit than the Blu-rays, like Sal said. And
so I would love to add on to that.
Go ahead.
Me as a fan, I got the orange bricks, loved them, had no issues with them. I didn't see anything wrong with them. I didn't even know there was an image quality issue with them, because that was all I knew. Then, became a fan throughout the years, started watching different Dragon Ball YouTubers, and then I see Geekdom 101 releases a video, Why the Orange Bricks Suck. I don't know if you guys remember that
again,
video.
It's a very polarizing video.
And then he kind of opened my eyes. He's like, look, you're missing 20% of the image. If you're a hardcore fan, that's a big deal to you. Like, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that was kind of weird how, like, when I watched it, it was like, sometimes the characters' mouths aren't there, like, on the screen.
Yeah, it's almost as if the lines disappear.
And sometimes
the way that they digitally remastered it.
Yeah, exactly. And I started putting it together, and I'm like, well, if I want to be a bigger person in this community and all this stuff, I feel like maybe if I got like the Dragon boxes, that would like make me more of an elitist or something like that. That's really what it's about to me. It's more of a clout thing. It's like, by having the Dragon box, like someone's like, oh damn, you have the Dragon boxes. You know what I mean? Like when I said that
it's just like a thing that someone's like.
It just makes you a bigger fan, basically.
Yeah, that's all it shows a little bit more of a dedication in a certain fan. Just because you have the Dragon boxes, or if you don't have the Dragon boxes,
fan than you.
Exactly.
But it just shows like, wow, that person's super dedicated, because a casual fan wouldn't have the Dragon boxes.
No,
only a hardcore fan would have the Dragon boxes.
And
actually,
a hardcore fan wouldn't.
My other thing is, would the casual fan even know the difference between the two?
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like that's more of a thing.
I guess it depends on how casual,
right?
How casual that person is. Because if I walk into either one of your two's like rooms or houses and I see the orange bricks, the immediate thing I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna be like, oh, this guy's a casual. He only has the orange bricks now, because like
I would
like this like oh, this dude, like, the orange bricks suck, why do you have them? Like I'm not gonna do that.
That's literally what goes in my head.
Yeah, like you have the orange bricks, you must be stupid or something. That's not what I'm saying here. But we're saying that like, if you're a casual fan, the orange bricks have no like they have their problems. But if you want to just sit back and watch Dragon Ball, the orange bricks are still gonna give you Dragon Ball. Right. It's not
for sure.
the best quality Dragon Ball, but it's still Dragon Ball. So we're gonna say, if we were gonna say it, they're kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, but they're still okay. They're not.
Yeah, it really just depends on what type of fan you are. Like me personally, if I'm watching Dragon Ball and I see it in 16:9, I will get annoyed, because I know I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing.
But that's because
that's because I know.
Yeah.
But that's because of the type of fan I am.
And one thing about that is, when you see it in 16:9, you'll watch scenes that, like, say we're talking about the Saiyan saga or the Saiyan arc. There's scenes where like they'll like pan at like a back shot of like Piccolo or something, and like Gohan's head is supposed to be next to him. We don't see that.
Yeah,
because it's
and
not
I'll be
there
able to
because
notice that, because I know what it's supposed to look like.
Exactly.
And that bothers me. But as a hardcore fan, that's how I feel. But on the other hand, if you just like grew up, you watch Dragon Ball Z, you play Dokkan Battle, you watch Rhyme Style, Geekdom 101, like you watch some big YouTubers, like you're not like too hardcore, even though I'd say Geekdom's following is pretty hardcore. But I'm saying, like, you like play the video games, you're like involved, but you're not like too involved, like you're not like a content creator yourself. You're not like that hardcore. You haven't watched it in Japanese or haven't read the manga or any of that stuff. You're just like, you just want to have a good time with it.
You just enjoy Dragon Ball.
Exactly. I think best release for you, go get the Blu-rays, because the Blu-rays, the picture quality's better. You're getting Falconer, you're getting the dub, you're getting, if you want Kikuchi with the dub, you get that as well.
Yeah, you get
the
both
Japanese
with them.
version.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You get everything. So I think for that type of fan, I think that's the way to go. That's just my opinion.
Yep. So what we're gonna say here is that Blu-rays are, maybe if you're just introducing it and you don't care about spending maybe a little bit more money, go with the Blu-ray versions. But if you don't really care, and you don't want to spend maybe $5 more per set, the orange books are still gonna be okay for you. They're not gonna, obviously after hearing this you're gonna know what the differences are, but they're just an okay release.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to take us to our first break. After the break, we're going to talk about what our favorite villains are and why out of the whole series. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Network podcast, everybody. I'm back with Sal and Steven. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
That was a nice little break. And now, we just got done talking about home releases and what one we think of maybe just a casual fan would be okay with. So now, we're going to get into a more questions about, what we think about the series. So this first one is more opinion-based, so, Don't attack us in the comments or anything if you don't agree with us. But the first topic that we have for this is our favorite villain out of the whole Dragon Ball series, and we have to explain a little bit why we like it. So, which one of you guys wants to start first?
I can go ahead. I'll be
I
first.
volunteer, Steven.
Yeah.
You both volunteer? All right, I'm gonna flip a coin.
No, I said no.
We're both volunteering myself.
Oh, we're both volunteering Steven?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go.
All right. So I'll start off, and I'll say that my favorite villain is Frieza. And,
Of course.
Right. So, when Frieza was mentioned in the background, even before we were introduced to the whole Namek saga, we saw that he was the worst of the worst. Everyone was saying you can't beat him, you shouldn't fight him, just stay completely away. And then I think he stayed being that character of the highest point of evil.
Yeah.
By him taking over the entire universe and really being this ultimate powerhouse of a character as well.
Mm-hmm. And every time we subsequently see him after him just being name dropped, is they reinforce that he is this horrible being that is taking over the universe and doesn't really care about things.
Yeah, definitely. And even now they have them, I guess they have Frieza on the roster of a bad good guy or whatever,
mm-hmm.
but they still don't trust him, and no matter who it is, they're always they're always keeping a distance, kind of you keep your enemies closer type of thing.
Yes.
But, yeah. So no matter what it was, they always have to keep an eye on him because he's always up to something. So
well,
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I feel like by bringing Frieza back, I feel like it adds a different dynamic than what it used to be. Now he could be more of the Joker of Dragon Ball, where he's always going to be there and he's always going to be coming back, which I kind of have mixed feelings about.
I don't. I think that if they kill him off this time, that'll be it. But I just don't think they're gonna kill him off.
I don't think he's getting killed off.
Yeah, I think right now they've noticed that a lot of people agree with you when they say that Frieza is the best villain in Dragon Ball, right? So everybody, when they brought him back, it was kind of just what they do with, as Sal said, the Joker, like he like keeps coming back. So now it's kind of like, oh, he's that main villain. So every time he's like, you know, comes back, it's a different dynamic than just that space dictator that we all knew and was just crazy. And that was good. Like when Frieza died on Namek, or not on Namek, sorry. Whenever Trunks kills him off, like, you know, to introduce Trunks, they have him kill the last bad guy because that's how you get somebody over, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like they brought him back. So now it's a whole new dynamic instead of just being, you know, that evil space dude that people know. Now he's kind of like this evil space dude that has now helped his universe as well, but that also has on the back burner that he's only doing that because he still wants to conquer the universe. So
he doesn't just want to conquer the universe now. Now he wants to. Well, he wanted to
multiple universes.
Yeah, he wanted to overthrow the Omni King, and we'll see how that plays out.
I was watching the episode where he said that. I was watching episode 99 of Super dubbed because like before we did this because I just wanted to take a break. And he did say that was just interesting. You guys brought that up.
Yeah, so that's definitely agreeing with, like, of course we all have our differences on who we think is the best, but Frieza, if we can all agree on one thing,
Frieza is the most iconic.
He's the most iconic out of everybody in the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he's definitely the definition of evil in Dragon Ball.
Exactly, and it's like I want to ask your guys' opinion on this. Do you think at the beginning of the Cell arc when they had him killed by Trunks like that, do you think that was a good idea or a bad idea?
Bad.
You think it was a bad idea?
I could tell you the positives and the negatives. The thinking behind Toriyama, and this is what he does a lot throughout Dragon Ball, is he'll take the villain or somebody strong from the prior arc, and this is a theme that they do throughout all of Dragon Ball. They take someone from the prior arc, get them killed off by somebody in the new arc to establish how serious this new arc is. Now, they've done this many times where...
Yeah, they recently just did it with Hit. With Jiren.
Yeah, exactly. Well, think about it. I could go back from... Let's think. You have Jackie Chun beating... he beat Yamcha like nothing. I mean, obviously you knew who he was. Then you have Ten Shinhan beating Jackie Chun.
Yep.
In the next tournament, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then after that you have Piccolo beating Krillin, and then Goku beating Ten Shinhan. So it's like, you know, it's building up to that fight. Then that fight happens. Then next thing you know, Raditz shows up.
And
Piccolo fires a blast at him.
Punks Piccolo and Goku.
Goku.
Exactly.
Yeah, at the same time.
Exactly. And then that builds that. Then you find out Nappa and Vegeta more strong than Raditz. Then you get to that. Then
on Namek, Vegeta was just thrown around like a little...
Namek.
Yeah, Vegeta gets punked by Frieza, so the Goku can come in and save the day.
Then the Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
Then Frieza, and then Goku comes, and it establishes the next thing. Then Frieza comes back.
Gets punked by Trunks.
Gets killed by Trunks. So that way you know if Trunks can kill Frieza like that, how powerful are these androids that he can't beat them? Then they do that. Then it's like Cell is capable of defeating these androids, and he has all their power combined. Like, how powerful is he? So he's this thing. Then if you take the filler, Pikkon one-shots Trunks and one-shots Cell and Frieza. How is Goku going to beat this guy? Fights Pikkon, whatever. Then you go to the Buu arc. Majin Buu takes out Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who is
and Deborah as
guy
well,
who beat Cell, and Deborah. Then Vegeta, who just fought Goku. At the time, you thought that was Goku's max power, and you know, and then
we all kind of thought that was Goku's max power.
At the time, of course you did. Nobody knew it was
Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, nobody knew that was coming.
Right.
Then, you know, it's like, then Buu splits into two. It's like Evil Buu, more powerful. Then you become Super Buu. And then it's like, all right, well, Gotenks more powerful, but then we're going to absorb Gotenks. Then Gohan is now nothing.
Or Ultimate Gohan.
Right.
Yeah, and Gohan's now nothing. It's like the whole theme, it just keeps building. Then if you go to Super...
Here's the thing with that. With Ultimate Gohan is I don't think Ultimate Gohan was punked more than he was outsmarted and was too cocky. Because Ultimate Gohan, there is an argument that he could have beat Super Buu.
he definitely could have beat Super
Yeah.
Boo. In power, he had a considerable advantage in strength. The thing with Boo is if you're slightly stronger than him, he's gonna beat you still. So that's the thing. It's even with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He might have been stronger than Kid Boo. Doesn't matter. He wouldn't have beaten him anyway.
So how bad is it that Gohan gets that ultimate power up, right? And then automatically just gets absorbed by Majin Buu. Like, gives him a pretty good fight, or by Super Buu. And then just gets absorbed, and we pretty much just get, like, blue-balled with Gohan's power there.
Yeah, that's one of the things about the Buu arc is I feel like the writing, it's always going in different directions. Like, sometimes it's like, all right, now we have to build up the Goku and Vegeta rivalry.
I feel like I'm watching wrestling.
Vegeta's character arc is, like, closed. Vegeta's dead. All right, now we have to build up Gotenks. Let's build up Gotenks. Let's build up Gohan, too, at the same time. It's like, all right, both of these characters are not going to contribute to the end of this arc that we're building up the whole time. Then it's like, all right, well, let's bring Goku back and have Vegeta come back and have them continue the whole thing.
Right.
I have to say, Vegeta's character arc was completed at the end of the Buu arc when he admitted that Goku was number one, and that was great writing, in my opinion. But I feel like that's like kind of like not the direction the arc was going in. I feel like that's one thing. It doesn't have a very clear direction. It's always going in different places. But I think we're kind of getting off topic with this. But I try to continue saying what I'm saying.
I did want to mention one thing though. I think that by Gohan, like, you know, being beaten by Buu just shows what the Saiyan, like, bravado, how it's actually like a bad thing and not a good thing. And so if it was just Gohan without being so, like, super duper confident and wanting to, like, show off, he would have actually been able to beat him, because there would be no, like, wasted time and no bullshit in between their fight. He would have just got in and got things done.
Writing is very inconsistent in that arc, is what we're saying is.
I think what would have been a lot better, from a writing perspective, is if they made it so that Gohan, this is Ultimate Gohan now, he's saying, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made 7 years ago where I screwed around with Cell and I got my father killed because of it. He's going to go 100% serious from the beginning. Let's say Buu self-destructs, does the whole thing where they can't find him. You could still play it along like that, but to have Gohan say, yeah, I was being too cocky, but say Gohan, no, I'm going to finish this instantly, but Buu is able to get away or something. Like, I felt like that would have just been a little bit better, just because it's like Gohan's making the same mistake again.
Exactly. And, you know, at the end of the Cell arc, that's what he's like, you know, he feels remorseful for that happening. Like, that he's grieving that he's the reason that his dad died.
Yes.
And he pretty much makes the same exact mistake again.
And he gets his mistake, basically got himself killed, his brother killed, his Trunks killed, Piccolo killed,
everybody,
the entire
basically.
Earth blown up.
Earth, right? Like,
Earth was blown up all because of his mistake. If he would, I mean, obviously,
that's a little bit worse than just your dad, don't you think?
But obviously, at the end, it worked out for the best because everybody came back, including Goku and Vegeta. If Gohan, right then and there, kills Buu, Goku doesn't come back. Chances are Vegeta might not come back. We don't really know. He probably would get revived. But you never know, like, how it could turn out.
And then we don't have Dragon Ball Super, so... Exactly. Bad writing equals new Dragon Ball.
We wouldn't be making videos on YouTube because there would be no Dragon Ball to discuss.
All right. So now that for some reason we've gone from talking about Frieza to how to remake and bad writing, Sal, who is your favorite villain and why?
My favorite villain is Cell. Now, I think Cell is just such a well-written villain. His motivations from the beginning, like, what I look for a villain is their motivations and, like, their character itself. Yes, Frieza might be the most iconic, the most important villain, but I think Cell himself as a character is superior to Frieza because I feel like Frieza is just a space Hitler. He's just there, and he's a type of villain that you can find in other forms of media. He's not very hard to write. Cell, on the other hand, I feel like he's a perfect parallel to Goku and Vegeta and all the people that he has their cells of. He encompasses their personalities, and he takes all of their goods and all their positives and negatives, and he uses them. So it's like the heroes are fighting a version of themselves. Like it's a mirror version. It's an evil version. I think Cell is a better evil Goku than Goku Black, because
I've heard that recently. Some people are saying that.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like Cell. Like, think about from the beginning. He wants to be the strongest. His motivation is perfection. I need to do whatever it is to attain this form, so that way I can taste my purpose, which is to be the strongest, the most powerful.
I think it's to be the strongest and also beat Goku.
It's
because he destroyed the Red Ribbon Army, which is why Cell was created.
Right.
I don't think Cell was really created. Well, he was created by Jiro to destroy Goku, but I don't think Cell's motivations were to defeat Goku.
No, they had to be, because he has Saiyan trait. He has Saiyan cells.
He has that trait, but Cell, if I'm not mistaken, he wants to get stronger and he wants to fight and test himself.
Right, and that's also the Saiyan cell.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, Cell is a perfect parallel to Goku, because think about Goku. He wants to fight Jiren because Jiren's the strongest. Cell wants to fight Goku. He wants to fight Vegeta. He wants to fight Piccolo. He wants to fight all of these top-notch fighters because he wants to test himself. That's why he hosts the Cell games. Think about Cell. Cell is a perfect example of what Goku would do. Goku's like, no, I want the Tournament of Power because I want to fight all the strong guys at once. Instead of saying, yeah, I'm just gonna not do anything. Like, Cell could have Cell could have just said,
I'm just gonna destroy the Earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna kill Trunks right here, and Vegeta, he's a waste. He's not even worth my time. Whatever. I mean, Goku's not even worth my time right now. I'm just gonna go destroy the Earth, and then go about my business. But you said no. I want to test myself as a martial artist, and I feel like that's such brilliant writing. And then what I love is the entire arc. You see characters making mistakes, like Vegeta's making mistakes, where Vegeta allows Cell to become perfect because he wants to test himself and he doesn't think that Cell's true power stands up to him. Then let's fast forward to the Cell games. Cell makes the same mistake Vegeta does, where he says, hey, they say this Gohan's full power could beat me. Let me see. I don't think so. I think I'm stronger than that. I want to test it.
And he starts
and that ends
abusing
up being
everyone.
His downfall.
Yep.
Exactly. Like how Vegeta's downfall was allowing Cell to become perfect. Cell's downfall was allowing Gohan to achieve Super Saiyan 2. Then Cell makes all these other mistakes where it's like he drags the fight on too long with Gohan. He doesn't go all out from the beginning with Goku. If he wanted to go all out from the beginning, he could have won easily. And he's making mistakes that other characters have made in the past.
Yeah, but Gohan also makes that same mistakes where he doesn't go all out. Yeah.
Yes, but Gohan's mistake is more of a cockiness thing, where, and I think it's really good writing, and then the whole thing is how Gohan's mistakes led to Goku's death, and Goku has to cover up for that. But then when Cell comes back, it's like, he's like, alright, I literally just almost died. I can't take any more risks. I gotta blow up the Earth. So here's my full power Kamehameha. Like, because he goes right in, he kills Trunks right away. I think he was done with this bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of something where, like, you're seeing other like you're seeing maybe like Piccolo's side of him, like, or like other characters who are more serious. Like you're seeing different characters stick out. Like,
I think it's actually when he just, he comes back and he's like, that's it, I'm done. That's more of a Frieza move. Like,
exactly.
When he comes back and
yeah.
Right.
Well, doing the blowing himself up thing is really a parallel to Frieza saying, I'm going to blow up this planet.
No, even a better parallel is when Frieza gets hit by the Spirit Bomb and he's like, I almost just lost. Let me kill Goku, because in the manga he shoots for
He shoots for Goku,
Well,
but he hits Piccolo because
No,
he
that's
gets
in the
way.
anime. That's in the anime.
Oh,
In the anime, he goes for Goku, and then Piccolo knocks him out of the way.
Yeah, that's
in the manga.
right.
He's like, in the manga, he's like, all right, Piccolo, dead. Namekian, you helped. You're dead. Baldy, you're dead. You're not cutting off my tail or anything. Like, all right, next is the Pipsqueak. You know,
right.
like that, like, and then he's like, all right, you're next, Goku. Like, that was really reminiscent of that, where he's just like, all right, Trunks, he's the next strongest guy after Gohan, dead. I want to kill all of you, and then I want one-on-one with Gohan. I came back stronger than ever. Let me beat him. He's like, I can't take any more risks with other people getting involved.
Right. Let me humiliate him after I've killed everyone else, and then.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right. That's a very good point, actually.
So, yeah, so that's just kind of my take on Cell. That's why I think he's the best villain, because I think he's a great parallel. I think his motivations are great. And I feel like he didn't get too dragged on. Like, I felt like Frieza got a little bit dragged on. I felt like Resurrection F hurt Frieza. I think the Tournament of Power helped Frieza. But, ultimately, I think Frieza would have been best served just staying in his original role in the manga. But that's just my personal opinion. I think Cell he had his time, and that's it. Like, he didn't come back, and I don't want Cell to come back, because I don't want them to take away from Cell's defeat. Because I feel like when you bring back Frieza, it takes away from the impact of Trunks killing Frieza. When you bring Frieza back again, it takes from the impact of you thinking Goku killed Frieza. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when
it doesn't make
when
it
Trunks
as significant.
killed Frieza, like, it doesn't make exactly the whole "you fool" thing. Like, that's not that big of a moment, because Frieza came back.
Yeah.
So I feel like by bringing Cell back again would just be like, you're taking away from one of the arguably top 5 scenes in the franchise of Gohan killing Cell. Like,
Because it feels like it has no repercussions anymore.
Exactly.
Also by bringing Cell back, he wouldn't yeah, he's still a villain, but he's not an awful villain. He's not the type to like backstab anybody. He won't go against, like the entire universe. Where as in like Frieza, like he really was going, like it seemed as if he was gonna like switch sides to another universe at any moment. So
exactly, I was like,
they teased it a lot.
Yeah, they did.
They did, and the thing with Cell is, I feel like if Cell was to come back, obviously I said I would have issues with it because it would take away from the impact. But I think like Cell would just be the type to be like, I'm just gonna train. I want to kick Goku and Vegeta's ass. Like that's what I want to do. Like, I want to become the strongest, defeat them, humiliate them in front of everybody, show that I'm the number one being. Then I'll blow up Earth.
Yeah, but I think by then he wouldn't even do it. He would just become part of the cast, which would be awful.
Yeah, oh my god. You know what I just imagined in my head when you said that?
Cell and Goku's gi.
Oh my god.
Dead ass. That's what I imagined. I imagined Cell with Goku's gi riding the Nimbus.
Oh god.
That would honestly defy all Dragon Ball
on
logic.
his face.
Somebody make that fan manga right now.
With Goten on the Nimbus with him.
I think Masako is already on that though. He has the what if
Masuko's already on it.
Yeah,
what if Cell turned good?
Yep. Because there's so many versions of Cell.
All right. So
let's hear
we've got
your version. What you said.
We've got Frieza. We've got Cell. So the first, well, not the first two, but two of the biggest villains in Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna take us back to Piccolo Daimao, or Evil King Piccolo. This, like, the original, like,
OG.
big, like the OG, the character that after everything that he did, it turned into, learning about Kami. His second half has a big backstory. Also turns into a movie where they basically recreate his character. That's how big he was. And he's also just...
Dragon Ball Evolution?
What are you talking... I'm talking about Lord Slug.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dragon Ball Evolution.
No. Oh god, no, dude. I'm talking about how Lord Slug is just Piccolo Daimao again.
Oh yeah, he's a much worse version though.
But we
yeah,
can't-
and it's
Yeah, we also
Go ahead.
can't forget that King Piccolo, he took over the world. I think he was the only villain
he
to do it.
plunged the world into chaos for, and like every time
Forgot
someone
about it.
it's like the impact that it has after, like, if you guys don't you guys probably remember because you've seen it, but it's after what the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, where they're
Right after.
they're
Krillin dies
celebrating it,
second
and
after.
boom, Krillin's dead.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, holy shit, like, what the hell is going on? And then they're like, they see the crest, and they're like, oh no, right? Like, and we're like, dude, what is this? What are we talking about? Like,
Yeah, that was
I
fantastic
don't know.
writing.
I don't know if there's been another point in Dragon Ball where it's literally like it goes from 0 to 100 just like that.
Oh yeah. I agree. I don't think there is a moment.
And
better than
it's
that.
it's
That
crazy
goes.
because then we start learning we meet Kami, and we learn about the division of how King Piccolo is all like the pure evil. It kind of also influences that, like, the Majin Buu too, how he splits and there's pure evil Buu. It has a lot of like things that like Toriyama takes and he wrote them into future characters.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah. I
And-
agree. And well, I just want to add something.
go ahead.
It's like Piccolo is like, I think it's really interesting how Dragon Ball at this point of time, once you got to that point of the series, it's like all right, well, Goku is the strongest person on Earth. How are we gonna continue to take this story? Because Toriyama has to keep evolving this story. So all right, well, let's go. Because at the time, Piccolo wasn't supposed to be a Namekian. He was supposed to be a
He was
demon.
just a demon.
So he's essentially the devil, if you
Yep.
think about it, because it's like, all right, Kami is God. I mean, he doesn't get introduced after. His name in Japanese is God. That's how they call him Kami, because Kami-sama is the Japanese word for that. But if the translation for that isn't Kami, it's just God.
Yep.
So Kami is God. God
And Piccolo
become God,
is the devil.
yeah, exactly, and that it's like
Yeah, I think Daimao
feel like-
means demon or devil.
it does.
Demon,
It does.
Yeah.
Demon King
Yes.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the character, we're talking about it right now, and we're just seeing, it's like, yeah, like this was like the first time, it's like good versus evil, like it's like holy shit, right? So
Yeah.
we're watching this, and then we learned about King Piccolo, but then King Piccolo, if I'm not mistaken, is the first character in Dragon Ball to be like, I'm gonna use the Dragon Balls and I'm just gonna turn young, like I'm gonna bring back my youth. And that's pretty much hinting at the eternal life like aspect of Dragon Ball that comes when you talk about Vegeta wanting to become immortal. Or
But then he also
for-
ends
like-
up killing Shenron. Mm-hmm. And
so
that opened up
you're
a
like-
new window.
yeah, the Dragon Balls are like this whole like magical thing that's like happening and like being the basis of the show. And then it's like, boom, Shenron's dead. It's like, dude, this dude is one of like this is a big bad. Like, this is a big bad character.
Yeah.
So then, and then we go, and I love it too because, you know, he like, it's weird because at the time you could totally see how like he looked like an alien, but at that time he was a demon, right? So like, but the eggs, like spitting up the eggs, kind of like being kind of like a hint towards that. I don't know, did Toriyama ever state that he originally was just a demon?
He is just a demon. That's how it was interpreted, because Toriyama wrote the stuff on the fly, essentially. I mean, yes, there's some planning for some things, but for the most part, it's like he was obviously meant to be.
I just see some parallels with like the Alien movies too, because like he like the demons that he bursts come out of like eggs that like come out of his body.
Yeah.
Kind of like an alien. So I feel like maybe there was a hint towards that, but like really he was supposed to be the Demon King. So then after that, right? So we go through the whole arc, you know, and then Goku defeats him, but then he's like, I'm not done yet. You know, with my last dying breath, I'm gonna reincarnate myself to take you down.
Yep.
So then he spits up another egg, and then we get the Piccolo we know today.
It's crazy to think about it, though, because when Goku and Piccolo first fought, Piccolo was 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, Piccolo was like 3 years old, so they're like, yeah, he ages really rapidly, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so they fight, right? We go through this whole thing, and it's like they really tease it a lot of the time, like you see Piccolo like as a child, but then like when we get to the tournament, it's like everyone's like, wow, that guy looks familiar, like even though he's the only green dude.
Right. Like it's those antenna.
It's I guess, but then they're like they find out it's the like we get Goku training and everything, and then they come back, and then we get the reveal of like he's like, no guys, it's me, and then like after that it's like, whoa, so now we've got grown-up Goku, and he's fighting he's only 3, but he's meant to look like he's a grown-up villain,
right? Or like a teenager or some sort.
Yeah. So they fight each other, but even in what makes it better is that even though Kami like had the training like for Goku, Kami still doesn't believe that Goku can beat this dude, which is totally like crazy, because it's like, I trained you, but this dude is so powerful,
right?
That what in the world is that?
I'm not sure.
Like this dude. This dude is so powerful that I don't even think you can beat him. So God has to take over the body of somebody to fight this dude.
Well, not only
that's how powerful he is.
He was going to sacrifice himself.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And it's kind of like, okay, and you know, we go over this like this dude is crazy, like it's like, okay, demon reincarnation, super powerful, like his plan is to defeat Goku. But then, you know, after you know the whole fight and everything, at the end it's kind of like, you know, we're not done or whatever. So then we get to Z. So then when we get to Z, the thing that makes, I think, Piccolo one of the best characters, and kind of what they do with Vegeta, I think I've talked to you guys about this before, is they turn the character of Piccolo, before they even do it to Vegeta in the future, is that they find a way to turn him from being the bad guy who is the big bad into being an ally, into being a good dude.
Through one little scene.
Yeah. So it's like I bring it up in one of my videos too, but like when Piccolo comes, like one scene, like Raditz shows up and Piccolo's like doesn't even really leave a scratch. Excuse me, doesn't really even leave a scratch on him. He's like, holy shit. Like, and then like you still get that confrontation between Goku and Piccolo where they're like, you know, we're only working together because this dude's really strong.
Right, and we want to take out each other. Like,
yeah, but we still don't trust each other.
Right.
And it's kind of like, okay, so you kind of see it like they're working together, but Piccolo's still like a bad dude. And then, you know, we get the whole, like, his character changes. So it's like an arc. He goes from getting revenge, like being the big bad, to then being reincarnated, to then like going and becoming this wonderful character. And eventually, you know, like I said, like what they did with previous things where they took aspects from King Piccolo into the other future villains and their motives, they do that when they turn Piccolo into an ally. They do it with Vegeta too in the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to add on, I did a whole video on this where I analyzed Piccolo's character development in the Saiyan arc, and it's like, if you analyze some of the lines that Toriyama gives us, because I went from the manga, not the anime, if you analyze some of the lines that he gives us, it's like, it seems almost like this Piccolo, yes, obviously, but this is not, it's the same body, not the same mind as Piccolo Daimao.
It's not Demon King spirit. Piccolo anymore.
It's not the same spirit. It's the same body, the same genetics, like reincarnation as far as that goes. But the spirit is different. And the thing with Piccolo Jr. is he seems like he delivers a line where he curses he gives a line where he says, he like curses his own fate, like that he was like this. He's unhappy with what he is. He wishes he wasn't reincarnated as the Demon King Piccolo. He wants to be a good guy. He wants to experience friendship and all this stuff. And I think that's just so brilliant. Like, it's like he wasn't, like, he felt disgraced after he wasn't capable of fulfilling his purpose of beating Goku. And he feels empty now that he's starting to develop a friendship with
Gohan,
his son.
Can I also interject here, even though this is my point, but I'm gonna put in here the reincarnation point. They also do that with Boo or Kid Boo, or just
or with Oob.
Even with Oob.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's similar, but it's a little different.
There's a little bit of the King Piccolo story from Dragon Ball in the rest of Dragon Ball. It's crazy. Just aspects of it that he used in future characters.
That's true.
Yeah, that is very true.
So, so I think we've run over our 30 minutes, but that's okay. Like, this is a really interesting conversation. So we're going to go to our second break now. It's been awesome talking about these villains, but we got to leave this in the second part. And then after this, we're going to be talking about our favorite techniques, or, as long as that can go, and then whatever we can do to fill up the rest of the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the second part, and we will see you right after the break.